trevorrussell.com.au.
Welcome everyone. Today I know it's a bit wet and wild out there, so the fact that you could wake up in the dark and make it's fantastic, and we'd love to see you all here, so thank you. This morning we've got the great honour of introducing Trevor Russell of the Russell Revolution. Trevor is a marketing executive. He's a highly skilled and experienced business strategist, mentor, sales and team trainer, motivator, author and professional speaker. I've actually worked personally with Russell for the last 4 months, because one of my big goals this year was to get out and start presenting for my business, and Trevor's helped me trajectory that career, that step that I wanted to take, and I've now presented at 4 events already this year with the goal to present at 6. So Trevor's really helped me personally with my business. So when I was able to introduce him and invite him along to present here this morning, I knew everyone would get so much value out of Trevor's presentation. And this morning Trevor will be presenting about sales. And I think that's something that we can all learn if we're in business, about how to actually sell ourselves and sell our business so that we can actually grow and help more people. And that's the goal when you're in business, is just to help more people create success in their lives. So it's a great honour that I get to invite Trevor to present this morning. And I welcome him, and I hope you all thoroughly enjoy his presentation. Thank you, Trevor.
Thanks, Peter. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here. How to supercharge your sales success in 2014. Would that sound of interest to any or all of you?
Yes.
Would that be a good thing?
Yes.
Okay. What I'd like to do is, you want to have some fun? Want to have some fun? It's okay. Well, I promise I won't make you do handstands or dance or anything. But what I will get you to do is, I'm going to get you to just stand up for a second. It'll only take a minute. I just want to show you something. You might find this interesting. So, has everyone got 2 hands?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So, just put your 2 hands out the front of you like this. And what I want you to do is, I just want you to turn your little fingers up like that. And then I want you to cross your hands over like that. You got that? And what I want you to do is, I just want you to wiggle those little fingers. And then I want you to just turn your hands over like that. Just messing with you. Okay, bit of fun. Stay with me, stay with me. What I'd now like you to do, if you can, is just do this for me. And it goes like this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. That's actually for you guys. Give your buddy a little pat on the shoulder. Have a seat. Because, just a bit of fun. I want to congratulate all of you, because I call it the 3% Club. Apparently, statistically, if you are working on your business, connecting with people, networking, getting out there and actually continuing to source new information and continue to improve, you fall into less than 3% of society. So welcome to the 3% Club, if you didn't know that. And as you could appreciate, would it be fair to say that most business people are excellent in the art of sales?
Yes.
Being a bit facetious, everyone is. You would kind of like to think that there would be a line out the door, wouldn't you? How can we make more sales? But as you can see, it's a very small group committed to really doing that. So it is a real honour to work with you this morning over the next 40 or so minutes. I'd like to make some agreements, and the agreements I would like to make this morning is for everyone to be open to revisiting some good sales concepts, okay? Because for some of you, you're going to have heard what I'm going to share with you before, maybe not in Trevor Russell, pink shirt, high energy style, but some fundamental good sales strategies, tips and concepts, and for some of you, they may be new. To be courageous, because very often when you've got this guy at the front of the room facilitating you and getting you to stand up and do things and answer questions, it can sometimes bring people's stuff up. Oh, I don't want to get involved, I don't want to be afraid. And what I say is, it's a safe room. So be courageous, let's interact, let's have some fun and build some value together. Is that okay? Okay, be involved, share and interact. Relax and breathe, because I don't know about you guys, but quite often when I get excited or a bit nervous, I actually forget to breathe, and I find I'm breathing up in my neck here. So we'll do lots of breathing, okay? And let's have some fun. Is that all good? Is that okay? Thank you. All right. The mountain of success. What do I mean by the mountain of success? What I would also like to honour all of you in is the respect for what all of you do, because you get up every day, don't you, Phoebe, and you go do what you do. You open the doors to the business, whether you're at home, whether you're out, whether you're on the road, and you do this day in and day out. And this is sometimes easy, sometimes tough, right? So I respect all of you for the work that you do, and managing the finances, the staff, the sales, the marketing, the systems, the issues, and sometimes just keeping our sanity, right? How am I going to get to the end of the day and live? Can anyone relate to that feeling? My job here and the work I do as part of what I do is to work with people like yourself to continue to push to go to the top of the mountain. And by that is to continually take a look at what are our priorities? What do we need to continue to review and focus on? What do we need to continue to educate, remind ourselves of what it takes to be good in our business, generate more sales, be better, improve our marketing, and it's an ongoing process, right? So part of my role is to work with my clients to continue to do that, because do we just go and play tennis once and know how to do it? We don't do it. We go over and over. We have good days, we have bad days, but we continue to show up. And that's what I want as one of my messages for you today, is that this is never ending, this work. It is an ongoing process. And one of the things that I will push today, regardless of whether it's with me or anyone, is to continue to refine your craft, to continue to be trained and pushed, because there's this thing that goes on in my brain, and possibly in yours too, where some days you know there's things you need to do, but we just don't do it, do we? We get caught up in the stuff, which I'll share with you what that is and some tips as to how we can move past that so you can go and get more of what you want. So climbing to the top of the mountain, would that be helpful? Yes? Thank you. Okay. So who's this guy, Trevor Russell? It's one of my earlier photos. Hair's a little different then. It's a joke, guys. Come on. All right. Well, Phoebe introduced me, but very quickly, I do this work because I've been on my own journey, as I know we all have. I've been a marketing executive. I went and started my own business. I had a finance consulting business for many years. GFC came, and pre-GFC, I thought I was Superman, and I had borrowings on borrowings, and I had houses, and I bought my mum a house, and I had the BMW, and I had all this stuff. And I don't say that to brag, but what I say is that it all came crashing down, and I learnt from that experience, and I realised that I wasn't invincible, and that as good as I thought I was in business, I was doing the best with what I knew at the time, and it all went. And that was an interesting experience. Can anyone relate to going on that journey? One minute you're flying high, and the next minute it's like, what the hell happened? I have asked myself at times, how did I end up in that situation? And so, like all of you, I have my ups and downs, but one of the things that I got out of that experience is I went and I was staying at my mum's house, and I stayed there for 6 weeks to try and get my head together and figure out what I was going to do. And I realised one of the things that I love doing is seeing other people win. I love this work of being able to facilitate with people, share tips, strategies, discuss, facilitate, so we all get to win in the game of business and life. So as part of that journey, this is part of what I do, is working with people to actually have you get more of what you want out of life. So it's a pleasure to be here. My mission today is to be that sales manager that you might hate at times. I don't know if you've ever worked with a sales manager or a sales coach, but I'm kind of like that guy that gets you to do the push-ups that you don't want to do. You're already busy, you've already got plenty on, and here's this guy who's going to go and tell me to do all more stuff. And I am going to get you to do that today. But hopefully there will be some gems in here for you today, or pleasant reminders that will help you refocus, reteach you, reignite you, and excite your passion again to go out there and, I say, get into enrolling/selling action. Because it's important, and that's my job, is to push people. Isn't that right, Phoebe?
Yes.
Do I push you? Do you cry? Sometimes. All right, very quickly, are we in the right room? Would you like to revisit, discuss and learn why many businesses are not achieving the sales they want and need? Would that be helpful? Yep. Why your customers really buy from you? Would you like to know that? And what you can go do today to lift your sales results. Would that be helpful? Are we in the right room?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. So let's be honest. What do you guys think of selling? Picking up the phone, making an appointment, asking your client would they like to buy from you, going out presenting. We're in a safe room, let's be honest. At times I hate it. It scares the crap out of me at times. What about you guys? Let's have a quick discussion. If I said to you, what do you think about selling? Tell me. God, you obviously love it, don't you?
It's the most satisfying skill you can have.
It's the most satisfying skill that you can have. That's a great attitude. What else? If you believe in the product you're selling, it makes it easier. That's correct. If you do not believe in what you're selling, you should definitely not be selling it, or you could be called a crook. Could be.
I'm not selling, I'm providing solutions to their problems.
I am providing value and solutions to their problems, which I'm going to reinforce over and over and over today. Are we all in the business of selling products and services here that bring some type of value?
Yes.
Very good. Very good. Who at times could hate the thought of selling? Me. I at times hate it. I'm now starting to work to go more into the corporate world and putting a strategy together. I found myself the other day shaking. I spoke to a person at the Commonwealth Bank to make a proposal to them to go and train their team at the Commonwealth Bank. I know this stuff. I'm a professional. I know what they need, and I'm panicking putting the proposal together. Can anyone relate to those types of feelings? It's called being a human being, and we're going to talk about fear of selling and enrolling. Would that be helpful, and how to get over it? Very good. Okay. And I do promise we will get the pain out of the way quickly, and then we'll go on to the good news, okay? We'll get the pain out of the way at the front so we can go on to share the good news. Why do so many businesses not achieve the sales results that they want and need? Would that be a good question to find the answer to? Okay, so I'm going to give you the crappy parts. 1, poor attitude and philosophy towards selling. And we're going to talk about this more. So I'll just go through the points with you. Poor to no sales planning, targets and tracking. Don't know what they're doing, where they're going, how they're getting there. Not knowing how to bring in enough new inquiries. And when I give you these points, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure your mind will just ponder on these of how they could be relevant to you. And it's not to make anyone bad or wrong. Self-audit is a very smart thing to do. Do we as business people want to at times look at what's not working, what's working and how we can improve? What I would invite you to do is take this as an opportunity to self-audit and see what comes up for you. Because we all fall into these categories at times, and it's smart business for us to look at it and see what we can do to improve. Average to no sales training, support and ongoing pushing. Pushing to go do the things that we don't want to do. No, Trevor, I want to do facials and I want to make them beautiful. I don't want to sell them beauty products. I want to just fix engines. I don't want to go and get more clients that I can fix their cars. the wrong type of people in the role of sales. Some people are just not designed to sell at all and should not be selling. And this is a big trap that I see in many companies. They just have the wrong people in the job. Poor skills in connecting, influencing and enrolling customers in what it is that you represent as a product and service. Time is too committed to the technical doing of the business. Busy running your business, doing your craft, right? Not bad and wrong, it just happens because we're constantly in this world. Got to generate clients, got to do the technical, got to generate clients, got to do the technical. Phoebe and I were chatting. She's busy doing the technical. It's like, I haven't had time to follow those people up. I'm too busy doing the technical. It's called being a human. It's called being what we have to deal with in business. And average to no team acknowledgement and incentives. Actually telling ourselves, if we're the salesperson, or our team, that you're actually doing a great job. Good on you. Let's keep going forward. What do you think on those points, ladies and gentlemen? Can anyone relate to those points? Yeah? So it would make good sense that that could be something that you could reflect on to see what you can do differently. And I'm going to tell you how you can do that differently or remind you. But before I do that, what I'd like to do is share with you a concept of why customers really buy from you. And it's not because you do great tax returns, and it's not because you build great houses, and it's not because you're a good stockbroker, and it's not because you do nice floor coverings. These things are pretty important, but there are some things that are more important. Would you like to know what they are? Okay, I've put a little gift on your table that you can all have a copy of if you'd like. And you can take this away, and this is part of the work that I do with clients, but what I want to do is give you this as a little gift. And is it okay for me to just go through this as a quick exercise with you to ponder on? If you want to have a look at it, you want to even put some quick notes down in the box below. What I've used here as an example is a plumbing service. Okay? And some of these questions may seem pretty obvious, and some of them actually may not be that obvious to you. But let's have a look at the plumbing service. Ask yourself, what do you do? What do you do, David? What do you do as a service?
I work with clients to put together their business insurance projects.
Okay, he's an insurance broker, right? To help people with insurance. And is it okay to go with you on this?
There you go.
Okay, so here we have a plumbing service. Who would be your ideal customers, David?
Small to medium businesses within my training zone.
Great. So you're very clear. For the plumbing business, residential home owners and renters. Okay? Then, here's where the magic starts. What are the customers' pains and frustrations that you provide solutions to when coming to use your products and services? What are the solutions that you provide to your customers' pains, needs and frustrations? For these guys, it's that people always think plumbers are unreliable, never show up on time, are late, crappy, leave mess everywhere, and they overcharge. Can anyone relate to those types of thoughts and beliefs about what a customer might think that a plumbing service does, and how you can reframe that? What might an insurance broker be perceived of as could be frustrating to people, and what it is that you do for them?
Oh, the language is too technical. They don't understand the product. They don't understand quite often what they needed and why it's so expensive. Their perception.
Good points, right? Very good points. So then, what are the benefits to your customers' experience from using your service? It could be, for these guys, you work fast, you're on time, you do quality work. Okay? And for you, David, what could be the benefits of them working with you?
Oh, then I completely take away anything with the word insurance that frustrates them. That's just over in my department, and they can just get on with doing what they need to do, and knowing we'll get the best deal for them in the market. That could be.
That's right. And one of the things that I see, if we were to talk about David's service here, is it's kind of like, for me, if you were to get in a car and say, you know what, from this day forward, I don't want you to wear seatbelts. I don't want you to put your kids' seatbelts on, and I don't want you to put your own seatbelts on. And they would say, why is that? Because that's exactly what you do when you don't have yourself insured. You go out every day into the world without your seatbelt on. That's what you're doing. And they're like, what? It's like, yeah, well, you do that, why would you do it for yourself? So it's like, we keep you safe from harm's way, right? So in easy, cost-effective, efficient ways, right? Now for these guys, the plumbers, what they realised is, this is how they provided a solution to their customers' pain. They need to be on time. They need to do their work quickly. They need to do it affordably, and they need to do it professionally. And they do quality work so they don't have to call again, so they are being given good, honest service at the right price. So they came up with a message which was on-time professional plumbing repairs with a no wait time guarantee, or it's free. Now, would that be something that's packed with benefits that would have their potential clients gain value? Could it be? Yeah. So what I would invite you to do is take this exercise, and if you're already doing this, fantastic. And if you're not, review it and have a look and think, what can we deliver in our communication that clearly articulates how we provide solutions to our ideal customers' pains, needs and frustrations? Whatever that is for you. Would that be helpful? Do you have to do some homework? Yes, you do. You have to take some action. Fill it in. Okay, so keep that. Good for you. Let's continue on. Okay, there's this thing we do, it's called breathing, and it goes like this. And this thing we do called smiling, and it goes like this. And we go, give your buddy a pat on the back and let us move on. All right, what can you do today to lift your sales results? What can you do today? Well, one of the things you can do is fill that in, and that's in the list, but you got that. I've got to say very quickly on this, when I learnt this and did this, it seemed so obvious. And I worked in marketing for years, I suppose in a way I still do, but it's like, just when you get talking to your people and what it is that their real pains, needs and frustrations are, and start talking to them in that way, it can change the whole game. Because all of a sudden people go, oh my God, they hear me. They hear me on what I'm dealing with. So please, take the time to do that. Upgrade your philosophy and get unreasonable. Being the example. What can we do to have us be more passionate and excited about enrolling people into our products and services? Now, where am I going with this being the example? Edward, willing to play with me here?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you, sir. Would it be fair to say that you're in the business of selling products and services?
Yes,
Would it be fair to say that I'm in the business of selling products and services?
absolutely.
Would it be fair to say Phoebe's in the business of selling products and services? So if I was to contact you, or you were to contact Phoebe, or Phoebe was to contact me, and around it goes, are we in the business of all selling products and services?
Yes.
Are we in the business of bringing value to people through our products and services? Okay, so it is our job to be the example. To be the example. So if I was to call Edward and say, Edward, would it be possible for us to have a chat, because I do this and I might be able to bring some value to you, and let's see what we can do together? Would that be okay? Am I just being the example of good business? Am I? Would it be the same for you if you were doing that you're just being the example of good business? Would it be? It would be, right? Now here's the thing. If you ever get that feeling of fear, I'm upsetting someone, I don't want to disturb them, I don't want to be pushy, or they're rude to you, I would say boo-hoo to them. Because they are in the business of selling products and services, just like you. And if there's any fear around them being rude or rejecting you, then they are not being the example. But what I say, when you can have the philosophy behind you to be the example of good business practices, which is out there, selling your products and services, being of value, and delivering that message, yes, some people are going to say no, but some people will say yes. And that, for me, whether it sounds exciting to you or not, was a real game changer for me. It was just being the example, coming and doing this work, going out there, doing presentations, speaking, seeing where we can be of value. It took a lot of the energy around I'm being a pain or I'm disturbing them, because it came from a place of being the example and giving value. Is that helpful? Very good. Anyone got any questions about that? No? All good? Okay. So, I call it the monkey mind, which is being the example is not letting the monkey mind stop us from this type of stuff. What if they reject me and say no? Get us away from that. I hate calling people up and disturbing them. Again, the monkey mind, thinking that we're going to be disturbing them. Yes, we may be disturbing them, but they have to get on the phone and disturb someone too. That's what we do constantly, is get people out of their hypnosis to see how we can be of service to them. It's the business that we're all in. No point asking, they won't be interested anyways. It's actually not, it's anyway, but I realise there's an S there, so I thought I'd better use that, right? Okay. Whether you answer me or not, any other monkey mind stuff going on for you? Any other monkey mind stuff going on for you that could possibly be stopping you or slowing you down from moving from here to here? Something for you to ponder, take a note on, have a think about. Now, how do we kill the monkey or reduce its effect? Would you like to know? Would you like some philosophy? It could be, I choose to be the example of good business. I'm going to go out and see who would like to use my accounting services so I can make their life easier, help their money get in order, help them make profit, help them not have to stress about that big pile of paper on their desk that they have no idea what to do with. That's what I'm going to go and do. I'm going to go and provide HR services to help a team work more efficiently, help their company run more effectively, change a corporate person's life and help them become self-employed. All the things that we all do here to go out and be the example. And some days are still going to be tough and some days are still going to be hard. But with the philosophy of being the example, I promise you, if you don't already use this philosophy, it will reduce pain from 10 to a 3, some days to none. Maybe some days will be a 7. Okay, I'm going in with the attitude to be of service. I'm going to be of service and see if I can create value. If I feel fear, it means to prepare more. If I've got to do a talk or a presentation and I feel fear, have I prepared it? Do I know what I'm going to do? How do I do it? Because I see it in myself and other people. Most people, when they're caught up in a lot of fear around enrolling, selling, presenting, they're not prepared. I was doing some work with a beauty store in Pacific Fair. They did facials and all this amazing stuff, make people look younger, skinnier, more beautiful and all the stuff. And the girls had to sell home beauty packages after doing the treatments, but they had no idea how to do that. So we taught them how to take people on a journey, which I'm going to share with you, that they were confident then in the ability to actually enrol people into what it is that they were representing as products and services. It was about preparing them. It's time for me to be pushed to win. Sometimes about being the example is actually having someone else like me or whoever it is, Edward or someone, just to be in your back all the while your brain's saying, no, I don't want to do it, I don't want to go there, I don't want to call them, I don't want to do it, and we're still pushing you to do it. Do you get what I mean? It's kind of like that personal trainer making you do those push-ups that you don't want to do. Get on the phone, ring those companies, get the appointments. No, I don't want to do it. And you've got to do it, right? It's just sometimes like that. And this one, for me, sometimes is just for the adventure. I'm just going to see if I live. I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to be fearful. I did a presentation a couple of weeks ago for the skate industry, all the roller skating rinks in Australia. I was shitting myself. I did not know that much about the industry. I did all this research. I was still so scared. And I walked up there and it's a room full of people and I'm thinking, you know what, bottom line, I'm just going to do this and see if I live. And the good news is I did. I'm still here. Okay, so some specific points. I've got 11 quick points I want to share with you. Am I okay on time? Are you guys all good to stay with me? Okay, getting some value? Yep. You seem all quite engrossed. I hope that's a good thing. Got you thinking, got the cogs turning. Okay. Okay. Number one, firstly, as I said earlier, please acknowledge yourselves for the great efforts that you take, because very often it's a bit like this in business. It's the whip. I'm not doing good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm failing. But I say, actually I'll say it in a minute, but to be proud of ourselves for what we do on a day-to-day basis, because all of us in small to medium businesses are superheroes. For what you have to juggle, what we have to juggle on a day-to-day basis, absolutely deserves acknowledgement. So please allow yourself to do that for the great work that you do. 2, as we've talked about, up the philosophy towards being of service and in sales. Your philosophy to embrace professional sales skills to effectively and consistently enrol customers will be the key to your business success. If we have got a crap philosophy, is it going to happen? It's not going to happen. We need to constantly work on our philosophy. Start up, if you don't already, whether it's with yourself or with your little team or your mastermind group, have positive solution-based sales meetings forever. Forever. Not now and then, every week. Focus on the good that you are doing, even if it's a little bit. I used to work for a restaurant nightclub chain in Sydney called Bobby McGee's, American restaurant chain nightclub. We used to have the most positive business development sales meetings every week with the sales manager, and this was a very, very successful business. Then that ended, and I ended up on a journey, and I ended up working for this other guy who had a restaurant nightclub chain, and this is how the first sales meeting was. He had his glasses on, lamp, sitting like this, with the figures in front of him. Come in, didn't even look at us as the managers. Right, what's the numbers? Chastising, and this guy was constantly in trouble financially. As Martin Luther King says, light doesn't come from darkness, light comes from light. We need to constantly find the good in what we're doing, even if it's a little bit, and keep growing from there. It does not come from beating up our sales team and ourselves. Easier said than done, right? Easier said than done. Our brain naturally wants to go to the negative. It's how we're designed to protect us from perceived dangers that doesn't exist. We need to do the heavy lifting at time to push in the good that we're doing. The client we got, the person we helped, the deal that we did, the proposal we sent out. It just keeps us going in a good way. Embrace sales training as a consistent business success practice forever. Forever. Is making money to you important? Yes? Is being able to sell your products and services important? Please, use me, use someone, use anyone. Just keep training. You must do it all the time. I read this quote and it said, the successful keep finding ways to get trained, be led and advised to win, while the poor and frustrated keep finding reasons why they don't need help and can't afford it. Do deals, find a way, but please do it. It is how I see successful people win day in, day out. They go to their advisors, they go to their training, they keep getting pushed, because what I'm sharing with you is not rocket science. I would say all of you in this room know this stuff, but it's the reminder, it's the refocus and the repushing over and over and over is what keeps us moving in the direction of our goals. Gee, I hope I've sold you from that speech. Figure out what you do to provide solutions to your customers' pains, needs and frustrations, which is this. And I say go shout it from the rooftop. Put it in all your marketing. Put it on your website. Tell them what you do. Put it in a video on your website. Tell them how you provide solutions to their pains and their frustrations relevant to your products and services. Okay, test you have the right people selling. Tough one, because sometimes, you know, we are in the situation that we're in, and I won't go into it now. I do this as part of my training, profiling who we are. And as James E. Ryan says, you cannot take your ducks to Eagle School. A duck is a duck. Does that make sense? It does. Sometimes some people are just not designed to do it. I see it in the beauty industry a lot. You've got a nurturing, beautiful, loving women who want to make people look beautiful and nurture them. And then the director comes in, who's the eagle, and says, I need you to sell 50 home beauty packs this week. And you see the beautician almost fall over backwards because they're not eagles, they're ducks. We can help ducks fly better, but it's not going to be their best way of being. It's just the way it is. So testing ourselves, testing our people, it will make a difference. And in this, the toughest thing is, I don't know about you guys, but I've seen some business owners babysitting people that just should not work there. It's time for them to move on. I worked with a company up in Brisbane. They had all these floor covering stores. They had these sales team. They could take orders when people come in. They could not prospect. They could not pick up the phone and create business. This guy was pulling money out of his mortgage to keep his business running because he was too afraid to let some of the sales team go to get eagles. Tough call at times, but at the end of the day, sometimes we have to do that in business. Not necessarily a pleasant thing, but an important thing for our bottom line, as I see you all looking at me. Are we okay? Okay, great. All right. The fun part. Get excited again about your why you do what you do, your vision, your goals that have you achieve sales success. Because I'm sure you would agree that if we are clear on why we're doing what we're doing and where it's taking us, it's going to have us be a lot more inspired to be the example than not knowing. Knowing the target, where you're going, why you're going there, and what inspires us to go and be unreasonable. Learn how to sell using the right script, process, and start asking for the business. Would you like to know how to ask for the business? Would that be helpful? I've got one example I want to share with you. Is it okay for me to read this out? Yeah. Okay. So for Phoebe, from what we've discussed today, I'm clear we have a match with what you're looking for and what we can provide you with our services. Would you agree from what we've discussed today? Yes. Great. And obviously there was a whole discussion prior to that. Very good. I'm really pleased to hear that. Well, let's get started, shall we? Okay. How's that? Pretty simple? I know I might be being a bit facetious and a lot of you may already do this, but let me tell you, a lot of people don't do this. A lot of people do not ask for the business. They do everything. They give forms, they give presentations, they leave brochures. They do not ask for the business. Would you like to do something? Are we on the right track? Shall we get started? Which one would you prefer? All that very simple, basic stuff, but important stuff. We need to ask for the business. I do a lot of work in this area with my clients, is getting them and their teams to know and be skilled on how to ask for the business. And once you get the methodology and you've got a good sales process, it becomes quite easy. Because once we know how to build connection, create need, explore and match it all up, it's half the work done. Instead of it being a mountain, it just becomes a little speed hump that we get over and then we get started. And it's an adventure. Once you start getting to this point, it's an adventure. Go, let's go see who we can help. Let's go see who we can work with. Again, I bring it up. Love, focus, nurture and reward your sales team. Set them up for success. And for some reason, letting people know that they're doing a great job just seems to work. I don't know about you guys, but that's been my experience. Now, here's the thing with this point and why I bring it up as one of the tips for me today. Director styles who normally run companies and seat styles that normally run companies, like doing the numbers, all the risk, accountants, lawyers, company directors, it is not their natural style to praise. Many hate it. It's confronting, it's upsetting, they don't like it, they don't think they've got time for it, and they wonder why their team's only half performing. I tell you, as simple as it is, for me, who's an influencer style with a big ego, I constantly am one of those people that thrive on a bit of praise. You know what? Great job, did well. I mean, we're human beings at the end of the day, right? So all I'm saying is, if you leave and do nothing else today, just go praise yourself or go praise your team member and say, you know what? You worked really hard on that. You did a great job. Good on you. You see the difference? It's those little things that help us keep moving forward. Okay, another important point. I see it a lot, and I'm sure you guys can relate. Companies continue to go out to the marketplace and go to get new clients. And many of you and many of them have all these clients that they've currently worked with in the past. Can anyone relate to that? I was working with a company, they had over 6,000 customers on their database that they'd worked with. They had never contacted them once. Once. Hey, we haven't seen you in a while. You know what? We'd love to get you to come back in. We've got XYZ for you. We want to give you this. Get them back in. Let them know what else you're doing. For people, me included, it seems easier to continue to go get new clients. It just seems easier. But I'll tell you, if you can focus on it, I'll tell you what's really easy is go to the people you've already done business with. It is much more fun. It's not done that often, but when you get it, it makes all the difference. What do you guys think about that? Make sense? Anyone do that? Anyone focus on their existing customers? Great. It's obviously why you're all very successful. There is a thing in business. There is an attitude in business where some people think they're right while they're going broke. Does anyone know anyone like that? They see these people doing all the wrong things, but there is no way they are going to change because it's better to be right. Tough call, right? But all I'm saying is the smarter thing for all of us to do at times is, and we all do it to greater and lesser degrees. We've been selling a certain way, marketing a certain way, dealing with people in a certain way. It can be literally stopping to do certain things. That guy I was talking to about up in Brisbane, you know, good businessman, but he spent a lot of his time delivering carpets to the clients. Do you think that's the best use of his time? Delivering carpets when he was their best salesman. You'd think he'd hire a guy to drive the carpets and just sell, right? But he was determined to stay in that place. That's his detriment. But all I'm saying is, let's let go of being stuck, be courageous, and take actions to do what it takes to keep bringing in and enrolling our customers with skill. And I'm going to share with you in a way and some tools and tips I'm going to give you to take away with to help you with that. And coming to the end of my presentation, the completion is, I want to say, don't worry about what people think of you because they're not thinking of you. I know this is a harsh statement, but no one cares. No one really cares. We are all so busy and caught up in our own life. If you're concerned that they're thinking about you, they're not thinking about you. Tough call, right? I mean, am I making sense?
Yeah.
We're busy. All of us are busy. No one's thinking about us. I show up, I don't show up. You guys wouldn't really care. Someone shows up, does the call, doesn't do the call. No one really cares. It's our job as business people to keep pushing through that to go and be of service. And I just want to say, do you think this guy cared? Do you think this guy cared what people thought of him? He was out there sharing his passion, right? There were a whole lot of other crocodile hunters while this guy was around, but he said, you know what, I'm going to go out and share my passion. And he did, an amazing human being. So all I'd like to say is let's just figure out how we can get you what you want. What you want. Take a breath. Okay, very quickly, because I'm conscious of your time. I know you've all got to go and get out there and sell today and be of service. Any standout learnings there for you? Any ahas, good reminders? Yes? Give me a couple of quick feedback, single words, a sentence, anything, just so I know I've still got you.
I like having the word enroll for some of my salespeople who really freak out just as soon as you say sales.
Totally.
I've been saying, what other word can I use then? I'll use enroll.
Yeah, and you know, I was taught the word enroll by a very smart woman, and I really like it too because it just has a lighter energy to it. So what was your name?
Anita.
Thanks, Anita. Anyone else?
Monkey mind thing.
Monkey
Just
mind.
A reminder.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Just checking the attitude.
Yeah, great. And if you want to see a good movie, and I don't condone how he did business, but go see the movie by Jordan Belford, The Wolf of Wall Street, and see his attitude about picking up the phone. Let me tell you, that'll make your hair curl. Edward? You're just so enthralled with it all, aren't you?
I'm processing, you know, this is
Yeah.
what happens sometimes when you're doing a presentation.
Yeah, you're processing.
And,
Well, that's got to be a good thing by the sound of it.
yes, no, I actually really appreciate the fact that, to me, the biggest thing that I've got out is that to feel really proud of what service or product you're offering, and to go into that mindset of really making a difference to that individual or to that organisation. For me, that reinforced the idea of getting the monkey off your back, because you're going in with a really, really positive attitude, knowing that you're not selling something, but you're really making a difference to those people or that organisation.
Yeah, great. It's making a difference. And a point on that Edward brings up, if I can just share, something that really helped me with that philosophy is we don't need to know all the answers at the beginning. To go in with the attitude to fact find and see what we can do, whether it's building a house, a construction, doing their insurance, whatever it is that we do, to go in and start there. And start there with, let's find out how we can work together if it's a more complex product or service, and we'll figure out the rest together. I don't know about you guys, but that really helped take a lot of the pressure off me, because I once upon a time thought I have to know everything about their company. I have to know all the ways I'm going to help them before I've even walked in the door. As you can imagine, that's a pretty heavy load to carry, right? So to just go in and start with, let's see what we can do, because you'll always figure it out after that. Okay, I've got some gifts for you. On the table, if you would like any help in this area, it would be my absolute pleasure to come and work with you, see what we can do. I've just got here how I may assist you, Fact Finder. What I'm offering is, if you have a business with a couple of staff, I would be very happy to come into your place of work and come and do a little hour and a half training session with you and your team. We can reignite, recharge, refocus your sales motivation. We can review what you're currently doing in the area of sales. We can set some actions with the intention to double your sales in the next 90 days. And then we can even talk about possibly working together. So if you wanted someone like me to come in and share some strategies and tips that I've been learning for the last 20 years, and you could think that it could actually, make you guys some extra money, I would say that would be a smart decision, even while the monkey's telling you, I don't want that idiot in there, and who's he to tell me, and whatever else it might be telling you. So it's very simple. All you need to do is tick that box. If you're a small one-man band or a startup and you also want help, I'll do a complimentary 60-minute consultation with you on the phone, just so we can respect each other's time, and I will go through the same effort with you and give you just as much passion and value, and do that. So you can tick that box. And what I'm also, so that's that there. What I've also got is, yes, I want to supercharge my sales fact finder. What I've gone and done is I've put on 2 pages what I see is the top beliefs and values and top actions that will have you win in the area of sales and business development. And if you tick that box, give me details, I'll email every one of you one of those, and you can go through, and that can start to be either a tool on top of your current sales plan, or could be your sales plan to work through over the next 3, 6, 12 months. And I promise you, if you do and slowly work through with yourself or your team those 15 so points, I promise you, you'll make more money than you've ever known if you're willing to stick at it and work it as part of your action plan. I've seen it, it works, it's really simple, but it's just knowing what you need to do. Because very often we don't know what we don't know, right? I'm telling you what to do because it does work, I've seen it. And I would just like to leave with the question of why. Why is it that you can be, do and have everything that you desire? And why is it that you have all the value and all the goods within you to go be of service and give your clients and customers exactly what they want and have them be happy and have you be happy and prosperous and successful, and the power of why. So I'm here. It's been a pleasure. I hope that's been helpful. Have I given you guys some value today? I know I've thrown a lot of you at a very short space of time. But is there some stuff you can take away with you on that? Yeah? Very good. Thank you. Those forms are there. Please, even if you are so busy and you don't have time to put your details at the bottom, just tick a box, give me a card. I'll come see you. We may end up working together, we may not. But at least let's see what we can do to create some value together and have me be the example. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.